Good, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Sheila. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Adnan. How are you? Good morning. Omer, what are you doing over there? Good morning. All right, guys. We got about a few minutes here to the cash market open. About 3 minutes. Let's take a quick look over NASDAQ and ES. We had that massive captain set up short on the 200 NT Rinko, and we talked about that level, which is that was the 12,090, and that we were waiting on it. The morning session ended before that price came in, and came in later around 12:30 Central or so, and I ended up taking a trade there and made a little bit of money on the way down in that rotation, and ultimately that was a huge move that we were looking for. So we're running back into these levels. Target number three is 12,168. It's going to take a bit of work for us to get up there, but the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side, and that's basically what we have to kind of pay attention to at the open. Okay. We are in a wave long right now across the board between the 200 and the 100 in NQ. So we're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity, but the first half an hour of the trading day, we're definitely going to be just patient and wait. ES is doing the same exact thing. We're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity. If the market reverses like 238.56, then there's a fading opportunity to glowbacks. But if we don't do that, then we're going to keep churning up to target number three, 38.99. And you're seeing the same thing happen in Russell 2000 as well. And you could see how the captain setup that we saw on the 200 NT Rinko in Nasdaq is the same thing happening across the board, including Russell. They put a captain setup, they came and retested it, captain setup short, and boom, market sells off in a very meaningful way. Crude oil. Let's look at crude oil here. There is a little bit of a fading behavior coming in here. They really need to protect 96, 95 zone in order for price action to continue to the upside. Gold is just lethargic at these levels. You need a break back up to 1717 in order for price action to resume uh, its bounce back. They're still protecting this captain setup and the two retest, and now it's a third retest. So a 1717 is going to be a critical level for us in gold for the longs. And we're seeing an extension in NASDAQ right now. And here we go, cash market. Good morning, Pullman. Welcome to the room. Okay, I get it. I get it, Omer. Good morning, Polly. Okay, we're getting a little bit of retracement here. The first 15 minutes, half an hour, I definitely, all I want to do is just pay attention and listen to what the market is doing right now. There's no sense in trying to jump in on anything. Good morning, Adam. Yeah. So just to confirm, how is the quotes looking in comparison to what you guys are seeing? Omer, are we matching up? We're fading a little bit here, and the 200 and the 100 are out of sync. So what is that telling me? It's telling me that the market is struggling with this 70-75 zone, and the 200 and the 100 not in sync anymore. So that puts us in a waiting in a waiting mode. And a couple of things got to happen here. Either we resume the 70 level, and that would get us back in sync on the long side, or we drop down all the way to 85, and 85 will get us into looking for shorts on rallies. Target number 2 hit. Target number 3 in this sequence is 12,016. And we don't have any trades done this morning so far. So we're flat and no overnight trades. All right, so we're flat for the day. That's a Tuesday the 19th. Oh, so you're saying it's a bit slow. Let me check something for you. How does it look now? I'm gonna just post an order. All right, here we go. So what are we seeing here so far? We're seeing pretty much just the market walking itself down a little bit. The 200 is still intact on the long side. You got to break that 60 in order for us to start reconsidering going long again. Either that or an 85 break. Look at him here. There, it looks like it's gonna push a little bit lower into that 15, and we're hitting target number 2 in the sequence. All right, so we're getting a push here. We're about to break that whole number. Hey, good morning, Ken. So, Pullman. So the green is the bottom end of the harmony wave. The yellow is the top end of the harmony wave. Red is uh, is this trend line that we have. Purple is the railroad middle of the range line. The kind of off red is the top end of the cloud. Yellow is also the bottom end of the cloud. So each one of, and the black is the current price. So each one of these is defining the price where the element of the system is at. Then you go into the swing trade indicator that shows you entry, stop, and 6 targets to market behavior. So right now we're basically just patiently waiting. A couple of things got to happen. Either we break 46. If we break 46, which is actually the stop for this rotation, then that will put us in a long market, or the 200 and the 100 will be in sync. Then we'll start looking for long signals. Or if we break the 85, which kind of likely looks like it's going to happen here, that we experience, we'll start looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity. It's the first half an hour of the day. We just went. We experienced the first 15 minutes of it, and we're seeing a bit of a walking down of price action. Here we go, 12,000. Let's get to that 85. So this swing trade is working so far on the short side. Target number 4 is 73. So that would be important. Russell 2000 made a nice little rally. All right, I'm going to step away for just a moment. So we need to see 85, and once we get to 85, we need to see a rally back up for us to start going short into. We're not too far away from that price. All right, guys. So it's just a patience game. There's nothing for me to act right here. If we go up to that, let's see here, the 40, 34, then I will start looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunities. We're about 5 minutes away from the top of the hour. I mean, as far as the news cycle, we don't see anything as far as economic news. Here we go. So, all right. So now market is back in sync, and what I want to do is wait and see if I can get a new and fresh transitional zone, uh, which is a harmony wave right here. So if that disconnects and reconnects, then that will put me in a position to start looking. Good morning, Gary. How are you? So we got very close to that 85, but we just didn't muster any strength there, or we didn't muster any weakness into the 85. The 85 needed to happen in order for us to start looking at the market from the short perspective. So let's just keep working here. I mean, we just need to find something that makes sense. And while that's happening, all right, we're going to go over that trade one more time yesterday. So that's the stop that we took, and we waited for the market to do this captain setup that we saw yesterday at 90 at that 90 level. And once that 90 level showed up, I got short 5 and 5. Then I added another 10 right here and ended up covering into that wave of selling, basically from 120 all the way down to 70. So we made pretty much about 50 points on that rotation, and the market continued to go lower and lower and lower in a massive, massive way. But that trade made us the day and made us whole. We ended up over 4 grand for the day. Then we ended up taking one more long um, for a little bit of profit there, and we called it a day. So those are the two trades that were not streamed and happened after after the room closed. Here we go, man. Look at that. Boom. This thing is just hitting target number 4. Unfortunately, they didn't give us an opportunity to get in there on a fresh harmony wave. They just continue to keep that one and run it up. Target number 5 in this sequence is 12,080, and we're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity in this market. Ken, good morning to the room, and I just sent you a direct message, so just take a quick look. I just want to make sure that you're getting my messages. Okay, great. Thank you. If you have any questions along the way, just let us know. So we're patient this morning. We're just kind of waiting for a premium setup to show up. Okay, so which means the 200 anti-wrinkle and the 100 needs to be in sync, facing the same direction. And also we need to see these harmony waves come through, and they're coming through. We just need them to, we need a fresh one right now. And right now we need to protect 34. All right, we're hitting target number 4 again. We're getting Russell 2000 breaking out right now. ES is doing exactly what NASDAQ is doing. It's hitting these higher levels and migrating to target number 3, which is 38.99. Crude oil bounced back off that 96.5 level, and we're at 98. We need to really trade above 99 in order for us to be strong bias toward the long. Gold is lethargic around that 1710, and you need to see 1720 for momentum to pick up. Yeah, Ken, you can get a demo account with them. So it's just, you could set up for the purpose of installing the software and demo that, you just have to get a demo account with NinjaTrader. It's not a, all right, so they're pulling back here a little bit. We gotta continue to protect 35. Good morning, Brad. How are you? All right. So now they disconnected the 200 and the 100. So here we go again. We're waiting here for a resumption of this harmony wave, and it didn't, and they reversed it. So that's going to be an important level. And if you look where we are at glowbacks of the prior day. And if you pay attention to what that means, typically if you run up to those numbers and you fade and you close lower, it tends to be a major move uh, in that direction. So we're going to keep an eye on that, and ultimately 85 is the level that if the market closes here, that could put us in a position where we start to look for shorts. So we got to see 85. And the market is just choppy right here. We haven't taken a trade yet. We're just waiting for things to really truly line up for us. Well, that cap and setup short, Adnan, that we saw, I mean, we're pretty much for all practical reasons got very close to it, and we got faded. So 75, that one was 90, about 15 points away, and you're seeing the market really fading that. Can we go up there? We can. I mean, I don't put it past this market, but expecting resistance as we approach that high and that beautiful setup that we saw. From the perspective of Social Penny, good morning. Thank you for your question. Some option plays are when we're looking at the 200 NT Rinko here, and if we see this behavior where the 85 is going to come in and close, then that puts us in a position where we're looking for bigger targets that you could play it either in the futures market or in options. And then the target would be glowbacks at 909, then target number one, which is 868. And then the structure could fail all the way down to 716. But that has to happen first in order for us to look into. And that would be a lower high from a very great short signal that we got yesterday um, at 900, at 90, excuse me. That's the same signal that we got in here a few days before that, which was the short, same exact behavior. And you see what the market did from 755 all the way down to 50, let's call it 500. Just basically over 200 points, 250. So 250 points off that behavior. Another 91 to 850, about 100 plus points, a couple hundred points here. Yeah, about a couple of hundred points on that one too. So that would be what we're looking for, is a continuation of that short behavior by closing into 85. And you could and you could play that in the form of either taking an option on NASDAQ 100, or you could play it as the underlying holdings of NASDAQ. And you could go to Amazon, or you could go to Tesla and get short in those as well. For me, I'm just waiting for, I mean, something to happen here. Either the 60 comes along, and if it does, then that would be a continuation of the long behavior, and or the 85 that will be the beginning of a potential short, a reversal of this behavior. One of those two things got to happen. Anything in between, I could come in there into the 20 NT Rinko and just look for, you know, a scalp short. And there was plenty of them today. But the scalp short right here from 40 all the way to 15, the market is disconnecting. We're looking for uh, another harmony wave. Patience is a trade. Well, that's quick. All right. All right. So the longs are coming back in. All right. That happened quick. I'm gonna start going long here. And hold on. Let me see. Gonna take it out right here. It's not behaving uh, as well as it should. This should have held that level, and I'm not gonna stick around here. So between this level and that level and the third one, we should have bounced back into that 50-55. and you're getting the market disconnecting one more time. So they're not as long as they need to be here. So we take the first trade and we take the stop and we move on. Right, and that's that right here. And let's keep going. Now, if they run it up all the way back up to 60, then that would be a captain setup long on the 100 NTU Rinko. And I'll get back long at that point on pullbacks. Okay, interesting that they're just chopping it in this range right here. they're gonna take it back to that 60. That's a sick market. All right. All right, and we're gonna buy on the dips and the pullbacks. And if they get me again, they get me again. I'm gonna have to. We took one right here, and let's see if we can take two over a target. Thank you. Ooh, give me up there. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Well, that was a good one. That was a good one. Everything lined up. Captain setup came in. They dropped us off on that first one, and we picked up the second one for a nice, nice profit. Let's see if we can get another pullback and get involved. So we made whatever we made on that one, about 1,250. So we're up 415 on the day so far. Let's keep playing the game. There's 6 people. Yeah, of course, there's 6 people. There are 6 people, and they do their job very well. So we have to do ours very well. So what's the signal? It's a captain set up long on the 100 NT Rinko, and 200 NT Rinko remained long. So that is what got us involved. So right when the shift of the trend happened right here, we started to go long, long. Then we got another captain set up long right here. Really should have kind of be adding to it along the way here too, but nonetheless, we just took 3, exited once the market paused, and we hit it at target number 2. It looks like it's going to go to target number 3, which is 98. Then target number 4, if all things remain strong, is 151. All right, so Ken, a captain setup is a minimum of a 4 candle formation, right? Where the market, in this case, hits level 4 times and bounces right back above it and ends up closing at the high of that rotation. So you got one candle down, second candle up, third candle down, the fourth candle up. So you got 4 candles and you closed at that 60 that we talked about that triggered me getting long. So once you see that formation and then you see a breakout above it, then that's a confirmation of that formation, and then you get a follow through and price action in that same direction. So let's take a look at where else did we find that formation. Here you go, one more right here. There you go. And that market retraced about or followed through 3 candles from 41 all the way to 04. So 47, 37 points. Now the market reversed it and put another captain setup, and look what market did. 3 candles to the upside. So whenever you see that behavior, it is statistically significant. Let's see where else we see it. Oh, look at this one. That's a beauty. And remember, everyone I'm going to show you, here we go. This one did another 4/5. Okay, that's the fourth, fifth, and the sixth candle. So it's a minimum of 4 candles. So this one gave you a couple more rotations before it actually sold off. So that's a captain setup short. And that one is a captain setup short. And give you 2 candles, then reversed. This one failed. And how it fails, it's a captain setup long. It failed for 1 candle, then it took off. So, but that's the stop. The stop is below the low, and then it goes. So they like everything else. Sometimes they don't work, but the majority of the time they do work for a lot of money. This one is working for a lot of money. And this one, that was the one that we were waiting on, right? Yesterday, everybody in the room and on stream, we talked about the 90 level over and over and over. And boy, I made, I gave up a little bit of money early on trying to find it, but once it, and actually it's not even trying to find it, I was ahead of it. And the better approach is just waiting for that whole formation to actually conclude. Once it concluded, I went short 20 contracts and I made basically 9 grand off that rotation right here. And that put us in the positive for the day. So that is a captain setup. And if you see a captain setup on the 200 NT Renko, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm jumping with both feet in. And I'll borrow money from my next door neighbor to put in that trade. That's how much confidence I have about that one. You see 200 NT Renko, captain setup. It's time to go. There's times in your trading where you just have to go. It's time to go. It's time to put risk on, and you have to accept the consequences of it, and you just have to push. And those are the spots where you push. Yeah, Omer knows. Omer knows, right? Because ultimately, these rotations that you see on the 20 NT Rinko, they're good to generate income. You get into a trade, you're making 10, 20 points. Okay, good. Okay, you made 500, you made 1,000. You're building your account. It's great. But then the next skill set is getting into a trade, knowing how to get into a trade and holding on for a big move. 50, 75, 100, 150 points. That's the bigger skill set. But it doesn't happen every single day. I mean, there are times in the market where it makes sense for us to build a position and go for a bigger move. This is the quality of signals that I would use to do that. But the remainder of the day, you're playing this game, getting in here, shooting up to target one, target two, target three. Sometimes you get target four and five, and just do that over and over and over. So right now, what are we looking for? We're looking for um, a resumption of the harmony wave, and basically in the form of this zone right here. We need to see that happen again. And it just amazes me that how the quality of price action right now, it just slow, it drips slow, then it just seems to have a very quick reaction to it. Right. Okay, see how that worked out, how quickly they just jumped it up. So that really doesn't give me much of an entry point. I mean, if it was slow enough around 95, I would have taken it for the 105 run up, but that one just happened so quick. So that's fine. We just be patient. Good morning, Shahzad. How are you? We're doing good. We're doing good. We had two decisions so far today, and we're up 450 so far. Yeah, we're getting a continuation of this buying interest and also a new harmony wave that is showing up. So that's that on that one. We're up 415 on those two decisions. That first decision here, we went long, and it got stopped out. Then we got back in once the market gave us a captain setup long. And we got long, and they gave us a captain setup long right here. We added to it and got off at target number 2. Now the market is at target number 3. Pullbacks are buyable. Target number 4 in the sequence is 151.75. Yeah, look at that. But the market comes in multiple waves, right? So you saw this first wave of it, market disconnected and gave us the second wave of that push, all against that captain setup. And now we're digging into that captain setup from yesterday on the 200 NT Renko. So the expectations is to see a bit of back and fill type of behavior where the market will pause, reverse, attempt another run at it. This is an area where this is a wall. You would expect a bit of that wall to be challenged. So I'm not going to be too excited about trying to go long right in the face of this formation that started over a 250 point retracement. So that's me being a little bit on the conservative side. Yeah, I can jump in here if they give me the chance to do that, but I'm not going to be buying up at these levels at all. And I'm not going to short into it either. I'm not going to just blindly go short. I would need a reversal on the 200 NT wrinkle. And that's a bit of a tall order, but I mean, that's a reversal all the way down to 33 right now. Because you're crushing all that structure. Well, well, well. So if I ask myself, okay, what would I had to do in order to stay in the trade that I got in here longer? The only thing I would think is just, okay, so we got three of them. We took off one, we took a second one, and then go break even and put a stop literally at target number one, which is 63, and then trace it one target at a time. So we break target number three, then put uh, a trailer at target number two. We're where we at right now. We go to target number three. Then you got the distance between target number three and four. Once you get to four, you go to the middle of the range of that, and you just keep trailing this till you get to a point between target number four and five, and then you tighten it up. So mentally, that's what I had to go through in order to stay in that trade longer. Man, woof, they're coming hot. They're coming hot. Wow. Yeah, they're making a show of it. Bitcoin is moving to target number two. Target number three in that sequence is 22,805. We had a buy signal, an inception trade, and a failed captain short around 22,100. Hit target number one, came, made a higher low, another higher low, a third higher low, and hit target number two. And we're running above glowbacks right now, which is really good to see. Now, target number three is going to be that 22.8. Then you got target number four, and you could go from there. All right. Crude. We're playing around with glowbacks. Nice little bounce off that 96. And really, they need to. I mean, they reversed it here, and that could put some pressure on the market actually into the 98 and 97 half. So ultimately, the line in the sand is 98.05 for the day. ES is doing actually ES is stronger than NQ, believe it or not. We got to the top end of that range while in NQ we haven't gotten there yet. So pullbacks are viable. Gold is nothing burger. You got to break the 1717 into the 720 and show a better base than what we're experiencing right now. But the market constantly looking to make a higher low in this market. So you got captain set up, a pullback, another pullback. Russell 2000. See that captain setup, Ken? That's okay. Captain setup, 4 candle formation, and pullback. They retested it once, and market crashed. And here you go, and they broke the high of it. But that move from 74 to 32, significant. So that's what we're dealing with right here. The longs are coming in, they're coming in hot, and they're coming in strong. And you just experience the power of a captain setup on the 100 NT Rinko. Not only there, but they give you another captain setup on the 20. So that's just like almost like a double confirmation that things are about to go directional. So what am I looking for here? I'm looking for the market to remain in sync, and on pullbacks, I will look for buying opportunity, meaning the same type of behavior you just saw right here. I'm looking for the market to disconnect and reconnect and just keep pushing higher. So for the week so far, I mean, we're only 2 days into it. We're basically netting 46.98 yesterday and 4.15 today so far. We took some heat early on one trade, and then once the market gave us that captain setup, we got heavy on and short and made it back, and then we took one more fade long, and that was the result here. Then you saw the two trades on that 4.15 today. So let's keep working. Let's keep working. I mean, it makes it a little bit difficult here to kind of look for an entry point, but you just will wait, and we see a decent pullback that looks exactly like this, and then we'll participate. Yeah, Adam, you'll make it back. You'll make it back. All right. Hey, Safe, how are you? Good morning. Well, I mean, Adnan, I mean, that's just, I mean, keep doing that though. The- I find that the only way I could stick around in a trade a lot longer if I have a very solid setup, and then I do two things. One is take a little bit of profit initially so the trade is paid for, then put a break even and look for that bigger target and walk away. Like literally, you almost have to walk away from your screen and come back, and it's either gonna hit your bigger target or you're gonna come back and stop you for your break even plus, but you already made money off that trade, so you're not gonna be worried about not making that extra money because you already that trade is paid for. And make that a habit. But look at this bad boy, man. They're showing off right now. They are showing off. But never walk away from a trade that is has not showed uh, itself and it hasn't paid you. I do that only when it comes to you are in a trade. You pay, okay. So let's take this example. So we got in three contracts right here. We waited past target number one. We saw the movement into target number two. We got in, out one, and ultimately we get out of the rest of it here at target number two. Now let's assume that we left that one target in. We put a stop at target number one, and now I have a target number four target. So that trade has already showed itself. It already paid me, and if it comes back to target number one and stops me, I will make another 10 points. Now I could walk away, go get some water, take a walk, take a hike, do whatever you want to do, watch TV, come back, and you're gonna hear a ding, and that ding is gonna tell you either you got stopped out very quickly or the market is still moving. So those are the type of trades where you could do that with, and that's starting off with a captain setup in your favor. So when you look at this price structure, this is a V recovery. I mean, that's just a solid V. And it's coming right smack into that captain setup short that we did yesterday. It is not unreasonable to start thinking in terms of a fade up in here. A lot of traders will be doing that. But I think the better approach is to see the market completely reverse to 84, which is target number two. If you fail all that structure to 84, then that will give you a one candle reversal where you could measure short risk against. And if you just try to fade this market and it's strong the way it is right now, this thing could literally blow above 191 and hit 12,200, which is we're at 168, which is target number three, and start getting chewing through that distance to target number four. So don't want to be in the face of that. So I'm gonna resist the urge, which every single trader that listening to this is having right now, and that is, oh, it ran so much. It's between target number four and five. It should hold. It should fade. Let me look for a fading opportunity. It may work. I'm not saying it's not gonna work, but I'm saying a better approach to get something significant to happen is to see that break to 85 first. So you almost have to give up the idea of trying to pick up the top of that move and just wait for that move to happen. Then the rally back up can be shorted. Dollar not going down. So what's your expectation? Is just to continue to see prices moving higher on indices? Well, they're trying to put the brakes on. You could tell that, just boom, boom, and they're just throttling to keep it down a little bit. But again, it's one of those things. I don't feel comfortable going against something that looks this strong. We're hitting target number 3 in this sequence on the 200 NT wrinkle. So for me to contemplate going short, I really have to have that one candle reversal on that 80, basically 85. I mean, I'll give you an example right here. If the market closed at that 60, let's see here. Yeah, it's not going to do it anyway. Here you go. That level right here. That would have been a captain setup, but now it's not, it got invalidated. So the market's continuing to push. As long as the 200 NT wrinkle and the 100 NT wrinkle are in sync on the long side, that's the direction I need to be taking. So how does a short look like to me? Because a lot of people are thinking in terms of fading here, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Let's take a look and show you how that would look like. I mean, even today, I mean, you're getting that type of behavior. You need at a minimum the cloud to shift and the harmony trend to be negative and the shadow trends to show uh, progression into a short wave. So if I get that anywhere up in here, then I have a good reason to start looking for a short, which means I don't need to be picking off the top print. That's not something I'm going to be looking forward to. But when the market does this, then I start taking that wave short. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Market runs up, even puts a captain setup long here, but it gives you multiple waves to the upside. Then it reverses with a swing trade. So you start seeing this, I start participating. Um, I start looking for shorts, and that would be an aggressive short without having the 200 and the 100 being in sync. But if you want to play that game and scalp, then at least let's see this happen here. And we're getting early signs that, here we go. See that? So the market it goes into this wave, and from light green to green, which means that the harmony trend is intact, progressing to it intact, and disconnecting from it. So now the market is disconnecting here. So this could end up turning into a wave short. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, ES is exactly where. And be honest with the ES is even stronger than NQ. So here we go. We're up here to that level. Yeah, they're pausing. That's all what we're seeing here is a pause. So maybe this is the beginning of a bit of a reversal. Let them. I've seen it where they do this and they shoot up even more. Okay, so let the market come to me. Let the market come to me. Bitcoin hit target number 3 in this sequence. Nice move up in Bitcoin to target number 3. We hit. Look at that captain setup. Here you go again, Ken. See that captain setup? One, two, three, four. Four candles in a row, typically or more, and you're then you break that low, and then that's confirming that move, and boom, and you got another one right here. You see a lot of captain setups on Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is, trust me, it's a unique way of really trading that instrument. So just it's early in the week. It's a Tuesday, but just coming Monday, this coming Monday, the room, our private room, will be closed for the week of Monday. So it's going to be from the 25th all through the week, Friday the 29th, and we'll be back on August the 1st. So that whole week, the room is going to be closed. And also, there will not be any streaming either to YouTube or Trade Arcade um, or Facebook during that time. I will be in Mexico on a vacation fishing for blue marlin, and I'm very excited about it. So we're gonna try to get some business done in the market through this week, and next week I'll be in Mexico. Maybe stop by and see you, Adam. Here, I'll be going to Puerto Vallarta. I heard a lot of good stuff about it. So, Ken, time frame. There's no time frame. What you're seeing here has zero time element to it. It is purely price action. It's called the NT Rinko, or in NT8, it's called the Ninja Rinko candle. So that's a Rinko bar. It has a zero time element to it. It just every time you got 20, 40 tick reversals, which is 10 points, and uh, every 2.5 points move establishes a candle. So between target number 4 and 5, I mean, they're fading it a little bit here. they're disconnecting here. So we want to see. All right, let's see if this thing can get to 70 and then retrace. Here we go. All right, good. Good job, pool man. Have a good one. I need to put another wave up there. Yeah, I've been watching Russell, and that Russell is on moving. Yeah, so we came into that level right here and we broke it, and off we go. Target number two in the sequence is 1804. Significant move. Let's see what they want to do here. A little bit of a pause on target number 5. We're expecting probably a push into the 70. Yeah, they're fading it a little bit here. Now we're getting that same disconnect, and we'll see if that disconnect turns into a short wave versus just this behavior where you drop a little bit and then blow everybody off. That's just basically been the personality so far. It's the definition of a trend right here. But we're hitting extended price action, which is target number 4 and 5. And typically, the fading behavior is prominent between those two levels. Now, we also have target number 6, which is in an outlier event, and the price really start punching back up above target number 5. Then we got 240 as a level that we need to be conscious of. Not yet, Gary. Not yet. I mean, they're definitely persistent here, but they were persistent earlier. You really need to see, uh, this type of behavior. You need to see the cloud shift. You need to see the shadow trend shift to negative. You need to see a harmony wave coming in. You need to see targets that are short targets. You need a lot of things to happen before we even consider this as a counter trend, a fade. Preferably, you need to see a break below 47. Don't be too eager. Just let it come to you. All right. So far we are two decisions we made, and those decisions are 415. We took a stop on the first one and made money on the second one, and those two decisions are that short right here, or excuse me, that long right here. Long, 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 and covered. Market stops and turns, gives us a captain setup long on the 100 NT Rinko. We get long, and there's another 20 NT Rinko captain setup. And we cover to target number 2, and this thing runs up to target number 5. So that's basically the two decisions that we've uh, made so far today, and more to come. Yeah, Safe. That was just a very, very good captain setup. And it just happened and continued to happen. I mean, like, really just triggered and shot up. Right. And if for people streaming, if this session or what we do here is helping you in any way, you could always subscribe to the channel, comment, like, hit that like button, and or comment and tell us what you think, and if you have any questions about trading or what we do here. Also, you have the opportunity to join us in our private room for a 5-day free trial, and that includes actually giving a trial to the Harmony system. Here is what you're seeing in front of you: the targets, the swing trade indicator, the 200 NT Rinko, the candles, the whole thing. So we appreciate your support. Hit that like button. It helps us with the algos, and let's keep on trading. So we're seeing here the price coming in to that 160 and just holding the line. So that they're making the impression of a higher low. There's a disconnect right now between this wave of momentum and what the harmony wave uh, does. It's looking to capture pure momentum. So when the market is good and ready, it triggers and boom. And here you go another time, boom. So whenever there's no momentum, it's off. It's just off calculating here. Well, I tell you one thing, on Russell, they're just liking it. They're just loving it. I mean, it's not even remotely pulling back in any form or fashion. Just continuing to inch higher and higher. NASDAQ is pulling back. ES is pulling back. Russell 2000, straight up. Crude oil. Crude oil is consolidating around Globex at 98.88. And this formation is a strong formation. And if we break that 99.5, then a breakout will happen in crude oil. They protected the 96.5. They definitely need to protect the 97.6 in this rotation. ES pausing here. We're getting a little bit of a pullback, and here it comes. Now we're seeing a little bit of bleeding going on. Gold, really not much going on. That 1717 needs to break into the 1720. And then you got the Russell. In Bitcoin, nice waves, buying interest off that captain setup failure right here into an inception trade. Tested it twice, hitting target number 1, 2, and 3. And now we're looking for target number 4, which is 23,664. But you got to protect Globex, which is 22,434. So as long as we protect this level right here, the probability of us continuing to shoot up to target number 4 is high. You have this captain setup. Look at that captain setup short, and that precipitated that move down here. And now they rolled that over and the whole wave over. Yes, 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 and they are very nice. I mean, like, yeah, we have. That's a that's a good point, Gary. That's a good point. We have 115 days left, trading days left for the year. You're making 100, that's 11 grand. You're making 250, that's 28,750. Basically, we have plenty. I mean, the point is, we have plenty of days in this year to make good money, great money. And you don't have to swing for the fences every single day. I mean, there are days when you have to go all in with both feet in. Yesterday was that kind of day, but majority of the days where you're making 100, you're making a couple of hundred, we're making 400, 500. You just keep it light, keep it moving. You could come into our YouTube and see the flow of trades that we've had over time. And you could come in here and see every single session in the past 3 4 months, and the result of it. And the majority of the time, I mean, we're running around a thousand in average. But we have days where we made 15 grand. We had days where we made a whole lot more than that. And we have days where we lost a little bit. Here you got negative 37.93, and the day ended up like that. You could see a day like yesterday, during the stream, we were down 59.97, but like I showed you, we picked up that huge trade and ended up reversing that day, and it ended up about 4 grand up for the day. So you're seeing a lot of that going on. You're seeing a spurt of days where 500, 300, 390, 475, 1500, 602, 140. Here you go. Some people think 140 is not a lot of money, but multiply 140 by 100 times, 100 days, 14 grand adds up. So take a look on our YouTube and make sure that you see um, how things are over time. And also, to make it easier for a lot of you, I made on Google Drive. I have not released it yet, but I will be releasing it soon. Let me show you what I'm talking about. There you go. I showed this to some of you yesterday. So these are literally links to our YouTube videos. So it shows you, like literally, you could come in here and click, and it's going to take you to the day and to the time in which we had our session. So instead of having to scroll through everything to find it, you could just come in here and say, oh, okay, I want to see what the Harmony Trading System and George did during this day. Click on it. It's going to take you to that day, and it's going to take you through the whole session. And then you could come in here. That's not what I want to show you. Okay. In later sessions, I started adding links. So let me take you to those. So here we go. Okay, so let's see a day like that. 1500. Okay. Oh, here we go. So you could come in here and say, okay, I want to see the trades, but I don't want to sit through a 3-hour ordeal. You could come in here and click on the actual trade, and it shows you where we took it. We started. I'll give it about a minute, and here it comes. And we started. See how the market is shifting here? So that's trade 2, trade 3, trade 4. So it's going to make it a lot easier for you to come in there and say, okay, yeah, let me see what they got going on right there. So that tool, I'm kind of finalizing it, and I'll be sending it to everybody. It's just you scrolling, but I'm making it easier for you. And just you come in here and just click, and you could see the flow. Like, okay, how many days in a row? This we're positive every single day. We're positive every single day, and that's only on streaming. So like yesterday on streaming, I was down 59.97. Okay, that's gonna stand for my streaming result. Now, if I ended up trading later on and reverse the day or add it to our losses, or whatever the case happens to be, when we're talking about the recap of the day, I'll show it to you. So that's a very good day, week, 21 grand. And you could come in here and see from May 1st to May 6th, and look at every session and see how that worked out for us. The whole month, I think we had one session that we give back a little bit of money. Everything else was just solid. So take a look at that. See, I mean, that did not end up being anything of significance. The longs are still showing strength, and that's why we wait. You do not want to get ahead of the market. You just want to wait for the market to really set up and then participate. Typically, a market that is short doesn't look like this. It looks like, let's actually take you to below backs here, and here we go. Yeah, look at that. So you get that shift, then you got movement into it, and it's a critical movement to that 90, and now you got multiple waves that are short in that sequence. And there's a lot of signals along the way, like captain set up switch trade. You got a lot of things going on. Another captain set up short, and then the markets start to get disconnected here, and they bounce it back up just a tad bit to trap more shorts, or to trap more longs into lower prices. Let's see how that worked. That's the kind of behavior we're looking for. We're not there yet. And that's it for me. It's 11 o'clock, and that's kind of basically the morning session. Two trades, 450, and we will do this again. If you have any questions, let me know. And thank you guys for spending time with us today, and we will see you tomorrow.